bridge, and they're milling it out. And then I talked to Rocky today, and he's the one I've been bugging for blacktop, so we're gonna get blacktop all the way from where Gloria lives, all the way to Giovanna's, and then we're gonna get blacktop from Dr. Eden's all the way down to Water Street. So Rocky told me he got more money than he planned on getting, they thought he would get, and so $1,000 more than he had planned on getting. So I think it's good, we can back the streets all the way through. Before we went patch here and there, and there on Franklin Street and Pike Street are two of the worst streets in town. And I'm glad to get here that we're going to get them all done. And of course, Madison Street is a city street anyway, and the rest of them are on the city releases. So we're glad to hear the good news that we're going to have all those done. Number 4, the second reading of an ordinance abolishing the Louisa Water and Sewer Commission. Some time ago we had a discussion on it, we had a first reading on it, and I think it's asked to get it back on the council, on the agenda again for the council tonight, so it's on here, and whatever you all want to do with it.
We just have to have a second vote, Kathy.
It's a second.
Okay, I make a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I've got something I want to ask the question on what we do with this, on this commission here. Who's going to oversee this water department, this water and sewage commission department now? Are we going to have to take that burden on? Are we going to, who's going to do all the watching the employees and taking care of them, and getting all their stuff, what they need? Because that's what a commission does. They oversee the water department and the sewage and get what they need. If they need something, now they're going to have to come to us, and then that's going to put more burden back on these ladies in the office here, because they're going to have to handle paperwork. Did anybody think about what all that's going to bring up, doing away with the commission?
Well, I don't know why they would have to do that. I would assume Beth would do it, because Beth is the one who provides it to the water board now. So I would think she would be providing it to us to review it. So I don't see it would add any burden to them. The information should be the same, other than it going to the water board, it's coming to us. So we would know what's going on with the water department.
I have a comment. I know we've talked about this before. Ideally, yeah, I get what Brad is saying, but I think there's points in times when, to be honest with you, we're having trouble getting formed to get a city council meeting. So I don't know if maybe we need to look at it as far as how that board is regulated more versus, you know, I know we had some issues with budget and stuff in the past, that type of thing. But I think we maybe should look at it, maybe realigning it and having some sort of, you know, somebody to report to us. Maybe just with a little better guidelines.
Well, we can.
I don't know what this will entail, but I would think, because right now, we have a federal ID number over here, and the Water Commission has a federal ID number. I think if there's not a commission, that one would have to be done away with.
It would be.
And so things would be moved to my office to do, because we would be under a different, I mean, we would have to be under all the same, so I think it would change things.
The water board has their own tax ID number?
Yes.
They have their own
Yes, they do.
checks, water and sewer. Well,
We don't know the water and sewer does, but the water board, they're writing checks?
No.
No, they have their own federal ID number for her to do payroll, and I'm sure she has to have it for a lot of things I do.
Yeah, but
So
the
then
water
it would-
board shouldn't have anything to do with that.
With that number.
That should be all
Gotta have
part of
that
the water
number. They do
department.
the checks anyway. The water board just advises.
Do we-
Like, they come before to
Do
buy
we,
something or do something with the adjustments or whatever.
does the city council have that?
What do you mean?
You know, whatever the water board function is basically the same function that city council's doing. The water board is reviewing, making sure what the water department is doing correct. and you're saying they have a federal ID number for them.
Yes, they do.
So I'm asking, do the city council have a federal ID number? It wouldn't make any sense,
No,
because
the water department has one.
the water
Okay.
department does,
It is.
but that has nothing to do with
But
the
it's
water
under the
commission.
name Louisa Water and Sewer Commission.
Yeah, but that's because they call the water department that. I don't think that is because of the water board. It's because of the water commission, water department.
We have a credit card that is listed, Board of Water and Sewer.
So the board members are the ones that use that?
No.
No, sir. But the credit card is actually listed, the Board of Water and Sewer.
That's just the way it's named. It isn't for the board. It
No,
isn't for
but
them.
Okay.
I don't understand exactly how that works either. But, I mean, it's listed under a bank account.
Been that way as long as I've been mayor.
I think if they don't have a water commission, see, that's an entity separate from us. If they don't have a water commission, then it's
not
not
an
gonna be
entity.
separate.
It's really not separate. I don't know how it's separate. When the Beth writes the checks, they go through the water board?
They go through our, yes, sir.
Before all the checks are written, they go through them, or do they do what we do? They review
do
it
what
after
you
they're
do.
done?
Same
They do
thing
what
what
you
we
do.
do.
Yeah, they review it after it's done, right. So they pretty
Yeah,
much,
well, I mean,
we would just be taking over their
Yeah,
function.
the same thing
Yeah.
we do, but I mean, we don't see their checks or anything like that. It's just the same duties.
But Gloria,
Can I
let me
have-
ask, but Gloria,
can
let
I
me
have-
ask you
can I
a
ask a
question,
question?
because you've been on
Yeah.
for a long time.
On
Are
the
there
water
certain,
board, I haven't.
is there, I mean, is there not things that, I guess, you know, would be a little tedious for us to do? I mean, is there not things that they come before the board to ask and stuff before it comes to us?
A lot of stuff that they do ask for, Lisa, it still has to come before the council.
Anything over.
Right, I get that, I didn't know.
And then if I want to meet with three of you, then that's a big no-no. We cannot meet as council members, four of them. You can have three, or I have to try to catch up with you guys to call you to let you know what's going on. And you know how hard that would be. This way, it would come before us, and you'd know from day one, you wouldn't have any questions.
That's only one person on
Well,
it.
it's made up that way, the bylaws are made up that way. We're-
Four.
I don't know who made them up.
Two
but-
The water
out of the
board
city
is
can
be
made
on
up
it,
of two
one in
people
the city
in the
and
county
one
that we
from-
serve,
One on-
and two people in the
But
city
this-
that we
there's
serve.
Right.
people that's on
One
that
out.
That's just because
board
that's how you chose to
12
do it.
years.
It was made
Let's
up
be
of-
kind of equal.
Yeah,
That
Plus we
should
serve
not
the
be.
county,
No.
plus we serve the
That should
city.
Seven on water.
Trying to equal that.
That should
Yeah,
not be.
but the water board is owned by the city. I mean, the water department is owned by the
Yeah.
city,
I'll give that.
owned and operated by the city. So it would make sense to have city council be the ones that decide.
Well, if we don't abolish it, then we'll change it completely.
I think
you
it
do
has
now.
to be
Well, then there's
changed,
no
though,
need for the
because
water
I don't
board.
know that we actually have the
They
time.
kind of take the heat
I
off.
think
You
we have
don't.
a different
They
reporting
take
system. I think
the
people
little
come in
piddly
and
stuff
out
off
and
of
raise
you,
their rates.
so that these
Yeah.
meetings don't last till midnight. Now, who wants to be here till midnight? I promise to God, I don't. And one other question I have. You made the statement of, the last time we was here, that you all would go and inspect the water plant and the sewer plant, and if everything looked all right and was pleasing to you, that, you know, you may leave it alone. And
I'm not
Gloria,
doing anything with the water plant. I didn't say anything about the water plant.
I don't think-
I've not attacked the water plant. I
Right,
think
right,
you guys
right.
do a great
But
job.
you said you may leave the water commission alone.
Yeah, well, you don't.
What we said is we would consider what we're gonna do with it.
Yeah.
That's all we ever said, and there's not been a vote yet either. Now,
Right, I mean,
Lisa's made a comment that maybe that, we shouldn't get rid of it because we should get know more information about it. I made the request that if we're gonna survive it or let it survive, is it possible to have it composed of all city council members so we have a little bit more information? That's as far as I know we've done so far. I think we
Like I
should.
said, I think we ought to look at maybe restructuring it, like maybe the number of people that's on there, like I just said to Gloria, how long somebody can be a member of it,
And the information.
Well,
or
there
what
is.
they bring to us and how they
There
report
is
to us.
now.
Question,
Yeah.
is it
There is
in,
now.
is it in
Yeah,
ordinance form?
The same ones that are appointed after their four-year
Yeah, I
term
know.
The
is
way that
up.
they construct the
And that
commission, is it
shouldn't
in
be.
ordinance
Yeah.
form?
Well,
Best
Can I make
company-
a suggestion?
How many?
I'll answer your question in a minute.
Okay, that's
Okay,
fine, though.
somebody say something.
Gloria's on it longer when I'm
I-
appointed for my term.
Yeah, well, I think Lisa has got a good idea, and tell you what I would suggest. You probably already had it, but before you abolish it, You may want to revise it, and that's fine, you can revise the ordinance. In my suggestion, we table this, have it appear on the agenda for the next meeting, and Kathy, in fact, I may already have it on my computer, and although Council probably has seen it before, we can print out these 3 ordinances, put it in the packet, and you can read what we have now. If you don't like it, you can abolish it or you can amend it.
You did provide the ordinance in the past.
One
I
time,
did,
yeah.
Yeah, and I did read it, but unfortunately, we get so much stuff and I didn't bring it today.
Well,
So, but I did read it and
there's
I'm
3
pretty
of
sure
them.
what it says, but I have no problem reviewing it again.
No, so do
Well,
we
there's actually
want
3 of
to
them.
table
Is
this
there 3 of them? Okay.
till we
Yeah.
can look
Well,
at it,
2 of them.
revise it? Is that okay with you guys? What about you, Raymond? Is that okay with you, Raymond? Rita? Yep. Okay, I make a motion, we table it to the next
And then
meeting,
motion table it in a second.
till we look at it again.
Make a-
You look at it all you want.
All in favor, table it.
All right.
Opposed?